it going? All right, well, thanks for returning. If you're checking out my video for the first time, welcome. Today's video is going to be a continuous video about my broken arm. I've been meaning to do an update, so a lot has been going on. I got some really good feedback from my last video, and I really appreciate everyone's comments and suggestions and thoughts and comfort that I got from that. It was really nice. So I want to just let you guys know a little bit of what's happened since the last video. And and if you guys didn't watch my other videos, you can go ahead and check them out. I have some videos that are just about my hair, but the last video I did was mainly about my cast and my broken arm. Alright guys, so last video you saw cast number 3. So I was in the hospital, I got a temporary cast there, had my first appointment, at a private practice specialist, whatever you want to call it, to get a more permanent cast, which they use fiberglass. Yay, fiberglass. Not. We'll get into that later. But the first cast that I got, and I'm going to show you guys, so, for those of you that didn't hear my story before, just want to give you like a quick recap. So I went in and got my first cast. Now my break is on my ulna bone, and it's a mid break, right? So when the first cast was being put on, I said to the medical assistant, "Why are you making it so short?" And she was like, "Oh, well, that's what the doctor recommended." Okay, let's see if you can see that. Okay, so it ended, I kid you not, guys, right where my break is, around about. That is where my break is, where that white part of my cast ends. And I'm not even kidding. I questioned it, she gave me, doctor order type comeback. Who am I to question someone, that got this fancy degree and, knows all about broken bones and does surgery on broken bones. I didn't go to school for that, but I do have common sense. Like, I have pretty common sense, like, okay, well, what are casts for? Where is my break located? And just based off those two things, I already knew that this cast was inappropriate for my break. So the next day, being in excruciating pain, way more pain than I was the first time I arrived, even though I was in pain, obviously, because my break hurt, but the pain increased. I had really high concerns about where this cast ended. I questioned it. I called them, let them know how I felt about it, and they told me to come back in. They would take that cast off and give me another cast. So cast number 2. Okay, now this one still doesn't go over my elbow, but much longer, much more appropriate compared to the first one. Okay, pain like no other still. Okay, weeks and weeks and weeks and are going by, and I'm loading up on pain medicine. Came to a point where they want to take me off the pain medicine, and I'm like, well, that's fine and dandy if I wasn't experiencing the level of pain that I'm experiencing right now. Okay, so I really wanted a second opinion from the get-go. I complained to the office manager. They tried to smooth it over, make me feel comfortable, have me come in to get this cast. Had someone else, no, I'm sorry, the same girl put this cast on, whatever. That is what it is. But I searched really hard for a second opinion. Found a second opinion. Okay, so last video, this is the cast you guys saw me in. A couple of you commented and said that's not right. You should have a cast that goes over your elbow to keep it immobile. And I agreed. But this place told me, oh no, you need your elbow to be mobile, blah, 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 blah. So I got a second opinion, guys. And then I got another cast put on. Oh, this is fun. Okay. So this is cast number 4. Okay, as you guys can see, and this was on April the 2nd. Okay, I got this. And as you guys see, where did they put it? Over the elbow. Okay, so this is almost a month after I broke my arm. I broke my arm on May the 7th, and I got a cast that go over my elbow on April the 2nd. Okay. So let that sink in for a second. The doctor at this office told me he doesn't know what they were thinking, what they were trying to accomplish with the cast that they had put me in, and that I should have had one that went over my elbow that whole entire time, because the fact that my elbow was mobile, it in turn rotates your wrist, right? So you're like this, and what bone's broken? Right here, my ulna. So every time I move, look, it moves it. So yeah. So anyway, in that cast, and she did a great, I had an RN do it, did a great job, except she left her fingerprint right on the top of my little precious, look at my little bony hands, okay? They're bony, they're little. It's hard for you guys probably to see in this picture, but there's a pretty large indent that goes all the way across the top of my hand to the side of my hand. Okay? And it hurt so bad. Like, I couldn't take it. I was like, I need help. Like, somebody help me. Call back, I left a message, I let them know, hey listen, there's an indent on the top of my hand, it's crushing my bone, my little bones, I can't take it anymore. They had me come into another location, all connected, but a different location, and I had another nurse help me out. He tried to bend it out with this tool. It didn't help, didn't make any bit of a difference. So then he says, well, we can split the cast for you. And I was like, do what you have to do, sir. He was like, well, it's not gonna be as pretty because we're gonna have to ace bandage it up. I was like, I don't care about looks. I just don't wanna be in pain anymore. Like, and so he split it on both sides. So apparently they do this sometimes when casts are too tight. That would have been great to know from the very get-go because I would have had that done. Like, I feel like the cast inflicted more pain eventually than my break. Like, my break hurt for sure for the first couple weeks. I think the rest was just the fact that my break wasn't supported like it should have been. And then on top of that, the cast was like squeezing and putting pain on my wrist, you know, my fingers, like, it's just my thumb. It was cutting into my thumb. Just anyway. So So he did it. He split it and then he wrapped it in an ace bandage. So what's that? How many weeks has that been? Today is the 18th. So what did I say? That was the second. It's about 2 weeks. I was in the proper cast, and it was ace bandage and split, and great. Like, oh my gosh, I was actually feeling like I was starting to heal. I was getting strength back in my hand. I was able to start using it more. Okay, and guys, yesterday I worked out in the morning for the first time since I've injured myself. I went for a run, a little bit of a run, a walk, and then I went into the weight room and did very, very lightweight, did some like, lunges and, just different stuff. And then I had girls' night with a couple of my friends from church, and we played a bunch of games. We had a great time. My arm was itching, itching, and it hasn't itched like this pretty much this whole time. And I think because the pain probably overshadowed an itch, like an itch only irritates if that's the only thing going on, right? In my opinion, if that's the only sensation you're feeling, like, it's gonna bug you. So it was like my whole arm was just like elbow, arm itching. And I kept like banging on my cast. I was like banging on it, banging on it, banging on it. And the sensation of like hitting my cast was amazing. Like, it felt so good. Well, I get home, okay, and I just had one of those days yesterday where I was just like, I'm fed up, I'm done, it's time to move on, it's time to power through this, I'm done being injured, I'm done having this cast on my arm, like, I just can't take it anymore. Well, when I went to my first, opinion people who gave me the 2 funky casts, they told me to order my own brace from Amazon because they don't supply the brace that I need for my break. Whatever. It's a whole nother thing that I can complain about. But anyway, so I ordered my own brace on Amazon. It came in about a week ago, okay? So this new opinion place, I have an appointment on Wednesday, okay? Just 3 days from now. And I'm assuming I'm going to be getting my cast taken off and be put into a brace. Now, they didn't say anything about me needing to order one, so I assumed, they would maybe have one for me. Now, I'm not 100%, that I would be getting out of that cast, or that I wouldn't be put in another hard cast, but I'll let you know right now, I'm not letting them jerk me around anymore, and I would tell them I'm no longer being in this cast. I'm no longer going to be in a hard cast. You are going to put me in a brace. End of story. That is just where I am. Like, I just feel like sometimes you have to take control. Like, sometimes people don't have your best interests at heart. Like, I'm sorry. You don't agree with it? I just think sometimes, like, you can tell, if something is like, yeah, they're right, I might not like this, but they're right. And there's times where it's just like, enough's enough. You guys been jerking me around long enough. I'm done. So that's where I was yesterday, last night. So moral of that is, I took it off, okay? I took it off. Took this nasty thing off. It was getting nasty. It's getting dirty. Well, that's not dirt. That's like this ointment stuff for pain I was putting on my hand. And it stains. It's called Tiger Balm. But just, anyway, the fact that it was even split, it kind of squeezes at your skin, you know? So I had like a whole line, like, and guys. Anyway, I itched the crap out of my hand. I washed it in the sink, like soaped it all up with Dove soap, scrubbing my skin off, cleaned it all nice and good, dried it, put some nice cocoa butter lotion on it. Oh, heaven, heaven. It's like freedom, 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 freedom. And then what did this girl do? I put an ace bandage on it, and I put the brace that I bought off Amazon on the hand. I did it, guys. I did it. I did it. I did it. And I feel great. I mean, I'm definitely weak in the elbow. I can tell, like, I can't straighten it out because it's been 2 weeks, like, you know, immobile. So I've just kind of been massaging it a little bit. See, can't straighten it out. So they never said nothing to me about physical therapy after this, nothing. Like, I've played sports my whole life. I know a lot about a lot when it comes to this stuff, and I know I need to start strengthening my arm. Like, it's just at that point. I mean, it's been 6 weeks, you know, and it wasn't like I needed surgery. It wasn't like my break was, you know, out of place. If I was gonna break my arm, I did it the most perfect way possible, you know. So I think it's time. I feel it in my intuition, you know, and I feel good about it. Now, my appointment's Wednesday. Maybe I'm gonna sneak back into that other cast to go to my appointment. Maybe I'm gonna show up like this. I don't really know yet. I know some of you are probably like, that girl is crazy. I know. But guys, like, if you've experienced what I experienced, you'd understand. Maybe you have. But I've never met anyone that had to go through this many casts, you know, because healthcare people didn't know what they were doing. So you just get to a point where, like, enough's enough, and you just take matters in your own hand. And I feel great. Like, the only thing that hurts is my hand and obviously my elbow. So right here is, you know, sore, and my hand is so sore at the top of my hand because of the cast. Right here on the side of my hand, my wrist, oh my gosh, my wrist is so sore. So I just can't believe, like, 2021, you know, we got robots, we have flying cars, we got cars that drive themselves. You know, we can create a vaccine within the same year of an unknown virus, but we can't come up with a better solution to cast an arm. Like, something more comfortable, can still be durable, but it can be like form-fitting, like almost like skin on skin, cozy, soft. I don't know, maybe I'll invent it, but I just can't believe that's what they put people in. It's like a torture chamber. That is the best way I can describe these fiberglass casts. Torture. Torture. Like, you want to torture someone, they don't even need a broken arm. Just, like, wrap their whole body in this. Torture. Can I get a name? Alright guys, well I hope you like this video. Make sure to subscribe, like it, comment. Guys, my hair is rad. I mean, it's getting super cool, super dreaded, super knotted. Check out my dread videos if you're into that kind of stuff. Yeah guys, let me know if there's any you know, any suggestions of videos you guys would like to see in the future. And like I said, if you want to follow my story, see more of my content, make sure to subscribe. All right guys, have a blessed day. Peace.